Hello and welcome to the Big League Show for the Christmas special. It's something that we've been planning for 3 weeks now, I think. We've been sort of putting stuff together, coming up with ideas. So we're really excited for what we're going to do today. We're joined by two of our favorite guests who we've had in the past, Zach Finch and Matthew Choi, who are down below me, I assume, or somewhere around me. Zach, you'll know, is in the Canadians hat, as I'm in a Leafs Christmas hat, and Matt is there. And as Evan shows up, perfect timing just as we start. So Evan is joining, even though he doesn't celebrate Christmas. But we're excited to hear his opinions on Christmas movies and everything like that. So all of you gentlemen, a few days to Christmas, I think 5 days to Christmas. How are all of you doing?
Doing good, Connor. Obviously, this year it's going to be a very different Christmas. Not going to be celebrating it with my extended family, but looking forward to celebrating with just my parents and my sister this year. Just going to do something small. Unfortunately, actually, yesterday our stove stopped working, so it's going to be tough to make a Christmas dinner. Should be interesting. Maybe we could do like some skip the dishes or something. But it's definitely a unique year, and it just adds to it for sure. So I'll start with Zach. Zach, how are you doing throughout this COVID Christmas?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, without school, you can kind of settle down, get into the holiday spirit, watching some movies and whatnot. And yeah, similar to you, Aiden, just going to have Christmas with my family. My mom is actually one of 6 kids, so they all have at least 2 kids each. So it'd be this massive 50+ person gathering on any other year. But this is the first time it's canceled, so we'll make do. We'll still have a good time. And yeah, it's the holiday season, so trying to stay positive.
So Google Meets is for, as my light turns on behind me. Matt, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. No, I'm excited just to spend Christmas with my like close family, like my immediate family. For past few years, it's just usually been me and my immediate family anyway. So like in terms of like who I get to see during Christmas, it hasn't really been that different. So like the only difference is like, of course, because we're on lockdown, we don't have the option of like going out or anything like that. But we usually like around this time we stay home anyways, like on Christmas Day and stuff like that. So like I'm kind of decided to just like get to relax, be away from school. Probably the biggest change is like as a Christian, I'm from Christian family, like we usually go to church on Christmas as well, but that part of it probably gone and like it's not really an option right now. But like other than that, I'm just excited to spend time with my family and to not think about COVID during that day.
And Evan, obviously you are not Christian, as I mentioned, or celebrate Christmas. So how are you doing just in general? You're Jewish, correct?
I am, yes. I'll have my own Jew miss. I'll watch, a bunch of Christmas movies. Always watch Home Alone 1 and 2 and throw in Die Hard in there. So no matter what, you gotta celebrate Christmas the best way you can. And yeah, no matter what, it's a fun day. You always have the day off school anyway, so it's a nice day to celebrate. And no matter what, you have family home anyway. So it's it's never a bad time of the year, despite whatever 2020 has been. You can call it whatever you want, but we make do.
Yeah, and you're 2 days off Hanukkah, so you still have your own holiday.
There you go.
You get 8 days of it as opposed to 1, which I guess is a benefit. But let's sort of dive into what this special is going to be, because we're not going to do it like a regular Christmas special. This isn't just going to be Christmas movies and Christmas stuff. Everything we're going to talk about today has a link to sports apart from our very last question of the show. So we've got some tier lists planned, we've got some debates planned, and I think this could be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get into some pretty passionate discussions, because from the sounds of it, 2 of you already consider Die Hard a Christmas movie, which I don't know about that one, but we can dive into that in a little bit later. But what do you guys want to start off with? Would you rather start off? Let's start off with music. What do you guys think of music?
Yeah,
get the tier list done right away. All right. Aiden, you are going to have to share your screen to get this tier list up. But the tier list that I've created is Christmas music, a tier list of artists who like sports or who are connected to sports in some way. This was incredibly difficult to find people because obviously they're musicians, so nobody talks about their fandom of sports. But I've gotten, I think, a list of like 10 or 11 artists who we can rank and we can get in some discussions about, because there are some odd ones on this list. But Aiden, whenever you're good to bring up to share your screen, we can start, I guess.
Let me see here. God,
We're
yes.
trying this out for the first time, by the way. We've never used Google Meets before. So hopefully
Can
this
you
works.
see it?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Perfect.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
All right. So you can see the list of people on the bottom. Most of them I'd hope you recognize, but if you don't, the people who we have are Michael Bublé, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Macklemore, Frank Sinatra, Paul McCartney, Bing Crosby, Alessia Cara, the Jonas Brothers, Jose Feliciano, Martina Ortiz-Luis, and Carrie Underwood.
Martina Ortiz-Luis. Wow, what a legend. That's automatic legend. Yeah.
All right, so I guess he's going to get that out of the way now.
Let's not jump ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm a big fan. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, where should we start off with? What's this
Well,
one?
we could start off with
Cara?
Alessia Cara. She's performed at a bunch of sporting events, including the Grey Cup and other sporting games and stuff like that. I believe she did a Raptors playoff game as well, doing the anthems. But her big track is It's Christmas time. That's someone else. Waiting for Christmas, something like that. I don't know if all of you have listened to it. Have you?
No, I was gonna say I'm very familiar with Alessia Cara, Canadian legend, but in terms of a Christmas album, if we're judging it just based off that,
doesn't really jump off.
I would put it in okay because I don't know, because I know she's a good singer, but I don't know anything regarding her Christmas music. And Alessia Cara's doesn't have that Christmassy voice that I'm used to. You know what I mean? That's just a personal preference. I'll throw it out to everyone else, but I would go into the okay/trash area. No offense, Alessia.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have to judge it off the Christmas album, and I've never heard of the Christmas album before.
It's
not
an
Christmas
album.
has
It's a single song. It's only a single song.
Okay.
Called "Make It to Christmas."
Make it to Christmas. Yeah.
It's very poppy.
Very poppy. Christmas has a specific vibe, and I feel like Alessia Cara just is not in that category when we're talking about Christmas compared to some of these other people. I don't know.
Yeah,
kind of going with this. So I feel like you kind of need to recognize that song to actually put into the pretty good legend category. I would put it in okay because I respect for her being a good singer and a talented artist. But I don't think you could go even any farther than that because simply you just don't know. Really know, a lot of people just don't know the song.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to agree with that. She has a Christmas playlist on Spotify, but it just says holiday stuff, and there's 4 songs. I've never heard them. So.
And odd, she actually made that herself.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say, "Make It to Christmas" is one of my favorite Christmas songs. I will say that. I think it is a banger.
Jeez, I want to listen to it.
Yeah, Connor, where would you personally put it? Because if I'm looking at it in the trash, we might have to bring it up to okay. I feel like okay is the consensus, but Connor, you have the final say here.
I don't have the final say. All of you have the final say. This is a collective decision. I say we put it in okay because I feel like it's tough for you to judge if you haven't listened to it.
That is true.
So you can't really say whether or not it's trash.
That's also on the artist, so I'll take it for what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll go okay with that one.
I am okay with okay.
Next up, newly engaged, Ariana Grande.
Legend for me.
Really?
I mean,
I'm gonna say
come
legend
on.
as
Tell me
well.
Ariana Grande isn't a legend right now, regardless of her Christmas music.
Even
And come on,
Santa tell me.
Are you kidding me?
Tell me.
Santa Baby by her is possibly the goated version in my eyes. So fight me with that, but I'll listen to y'all.
And I think she has a feature with Mariah Carey on another song too.
Oh yeah.
So and Santa Tell Me is really good. So yeah.
When it comes to Christmas, though, we judge Alessia Cara based off the fact that it was a Christmas song. I think if we're judging Ariana Grande off Christmas specific, I would go pretty good. I think legend is there's gonna be maybe 1 or 2 people on there. I think Ariana Grande, when we're talking about Christmas, she's just 1 tier below. I would go pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with Evan on that. I think if we're talking about things in general, yeah, people put on legend. But just if we're talking about this theme of Christmas, then you can't just put everyone up in that legend category. It's going to be actually very selective, who we put there. And I think she's so far just at the pretty good territory at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with it, but Ariana in my eyes will always be a legend. Santa Baby by her is a goated Christmas song in my eyes. So, but I'll bow down to it being pretty good.
All right, and her connection to sports, by the way, is she rode the Zamboni at a Florida Panthers game back in the early 2000s, if you remember that picture.
Damn, all 20 fans probably got to see
I was about to say.
I think this might have been when they were good. So there might have been more than that.
That's why Daniel Janicus started liking them. Actually, he didn't know that. That's how he got into liking the Panthers.
Yeah, it's the sole reason.
Tough for the good.
Yeah. Next up, Bing Crosby. Now, you will all have no idea what his connection to baseball or sports is, but he owned the film to Game 7 of the 1960 World Series game, which, before they found it in his wine cellar, had thought to be lost forever because all of the TV stations deleted their copies. This copy was the only known tape to exist of that game. And he was a huge baseball fan and a part owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Interesting.
Interesting facts. What do you guys think of Bing Crosby? Or Bing Crosby? I don't know why I keep thinking he's Cosby. Bing Crosby on this tier list.
I don't know. His name is Crosby, and he owns a Pittsburgh team. So I kind of want to just put him to Just Leave right now. Like,
I mean, guys, if you look at his Spotify, his top 5 songs are all Christmas, right? Like, and White Christmas by him is one of the classics that you'll hear on the radio, regardless of how old it'll get. It'll be like 200 years from now, that song's still gonna be getting played. Again, I might just be seen as jumping the gun here on all these artists, but I think Bing Crosby, you have to put him in legend, right?
Yeah. You should put him in legend.
An older guy, definitely. Yeah, he's got a ton of Christmas playlists. That's what he's known for, right? Like, that's his staple.
He has that voice, I'm telling you.
No arguments.
All right. I think we got our first legend.
We got our first legend. Now, we have to hit a couple people hard, but maybe this will be it, because I believe this is Carrie Underwood up next. Obviously, her connection to sports is she's married to Mike Fisher.
Yep.
Good for her.
Carrie Underwood, interesting.
Sing Sunday Night Football song.
Yeah, that's So wait, what song does she sing for Christmas? I don't know if I've heard. I believe
she's put out a Christmas album.
Yes,
what might
she
be
must
covers.
have.
I mean,
it's my gift. Yeah.
Carrie Underwood's not someone who, first of all, just in the music industry, doesn't really jump out for me. But even now, it's like she just released this Christmas album this year, right? You can't give her legend status with the album only being out for a year. It hasn't stood the test of time yet. And I mean, come on, like, I don't know. Carrie Underwood, I've never respected as a musician regardless. That's kind of harsh, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I think even okay would be stretching it. Like, we got to make tough decisions here. I'm leaning towards trash. Just sorry.
I'm thinking of Just Leave, man. Like,
Just Leave, even
Carrie Underwood's been around, and I haven't heard any music of hers, Christmas or not, in so long. And regardless, she's just around in the news. Her face just pops up, and I'm like, what are you even doing here? Like, go release something. But apparently she is releasing stuff, which happens to be Christmas. So I would lean more to the Just Leave. But if y'all are good with trash, I mean, I'm okay with calling Carrie Underwood trash.
Can we say it's trash though if we haven't heard the album? Have we heard this album yet?
I've heard her Hallelujah, which is fine, but there's also 4 other versions which are better. I could really.
Yeah, it is true. Like, when you think of Carrie Underwood, you don't really think of Christmas.
The only song that I think of when I think of Carrie Underwood is Jesus Take the Wheel.
Yeah, and when did that drop, Evan?
A million years ago.
Exactly. Just leave.
Yeah, I mean, I said trash. Just leave. I'm happy too. She can get out of here. Sorry,
Connor,
Matt, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I can't say much. I actually don't listen to many of her songs except for the only time I actually listen to her is
exactly. No one listens to them. No one listens to Carrie Underwood unless it's a Nashville country person. And
Yeah.
All right. So, do we want to do Just Leave or trash?
I am cool with Just Leave. but that's just my personal.
I think the fact that none of us even listen to her is enough to put her on Just Leave, because none of us would bother to actually listen to her music, really.
Yeah, and she may be the only person that
unless any of
goes
you
in
do.
there.
Like,
No, like, and she may be the only person that goes in there anyway, so we might as well fill that category up with someone. It might as well be Carrie.
We can always change it later, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
plenty of time.
Yeah.
all right, so Carrie Underwood, Just Leave.
Next up, Frank Sinatra. He was a boxing fan and reportedly a Genoa fan in the Italian soccer league. Yes.
Noah. Okay.
There are some interesting articles out there if you want to read about that in terms of his love for Italy.
Well,
and specifically one restaurant. But I'm going to say this right now. If he's not in legend,
Yeah,
I was just going to say,
Frank Sinatra is a legend. Like, don't even look at his Christmas music. He's a legend already. And then you go look at his Christmas music. He's even more of a legend.
I know his Let It Snow is goated.
Yes.
And also all of his songs. Like, come on, like this guy's Frank Sinatra. If that voice doesn't scream Christmas, I don't think we even need to debate unless someone wants to speak out against the crowd and potentially.
I was about to say legend. So like I'd say we put a legend. Like
Legend.
If anybody would like to speak out, I will kick you off this call.
Yeah, I was going to say very risky to speak out right now.
Yeah. Next up are the Jonas Brothers.
Oh man.
Obviously, their connection to sports, which probably none of you knew. Nick Jonas is a sports fan, and there's also a rumor that I believe the Jonas Brothers themselves have created, but it's called the Jonas Blessing Conspiracy Theory. Basically, Cody Bellinger, Lewis Hamilton, and Patrick Mahomes all attended Jonas Brothers concerts the year they won championships.
It's kind of like the opposite of the Drake effect, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So they bring some good juice.
I personally had I was the biggest fanboy of the Jonas Brothers when I was young. Not ashamed to admit it. Y'all can F off. And in terms of Chris, like I've heard it. I haven't retained any of it, so I can't necessarily speak on it. But knowing the Jonas Brothers, that would be okay.
All right. Anybody else have any thoughts on the Jonas Brothers?
I was going to say Zach spot on. The Jonas Brothers keep getting better and better. But when it comes to the Christmas album, it's not the most memorable. You can't, put them in the same category as Sinatra or even Ariana Grande. I think okay is the exact place to put them.
Yeah. Fun fact: I actually saw their last one of their last concerts before they broke up for a couple of years. I was at We Day and they performed, and I was my inner 8-year-old was freaking out, but I kept it cool and composed, being 14 or whatnot. And then a day later they broke up, and I was like, damn, I really got to see them like that. But I'll take it.
Interesting fun fact about the Jonas Brothers connected to me. The guy who basically founded the high school I went to owns the camp that Camp Rock was filmed at, which is up north.
Wow.
I've been there 4 times.
Okay.
I've actually performed on the stage that they performed on. So,
That's sick.
Low key
flex.
Which, yeah.
It's a low key flex from Connor today.
Low key flexes and claims to fame is I've done that. But we're gonna go Jonas Brothers. Okay.
Yeah.
Speak up now or forever hold your peace.
I agree with that.
All right.
Also,
Next
fun
up,
fact: we opened one of our big league shows to Sucker. I think it was last year. You remember that, Connor? Yeah.
Because that is a banger track.
Yeah, it's okay.
Next up, a man by the name of Jose Feliciano. Do any of you know who that is?
I do. He has a decent Christmas album. I've heard the Christmas album.
I don't. Does anyone know any of the songs that I might have heard on the radio?
Yes, you would. But before I tell you the big song,
talking Feliz Navidad or something.
Yes.
That's
Feliz
okay.
Navidad.
That's pretty goated. That changes everything. I didn't know it was by him specifically. Yes. Anyway, Connor.
His connection to sports. He performed a polarizing performance of the national anthem in 1968. It was actually a very interesting rendition of it because he did a very sort of Spanish jazzy sort of take on it, and it caused quite the uproar after a World Series game, I believe, or some sort of playoff game involving baseball. But yes, he is famously known for his song Feliz Navidad, which is in English, Merry Christmas. It is one of the biggest tracks, Christmas tracks that people know. And when you think of Christmas, that's one of the tracks that comes up. But what are your thoughts?
Favorites, honestly.
What are your thoughts on Jose Feliciano?
The only
I mean,
artist,
just
you know,
because of Feliz Navidad, it's got to be either pretty good or legend, I would say.
I wouldn't say legend because he's got the
yeah.
one track, but I mean that song is legendary in itself.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
I
the
know
house
one
got
song
pretty
is
good.
enough. Yeah.
Is there like anything else that he's known for, or is it just that? Is he a one-hit wonder in terms of Christmas?
He has an album.
Yeah, in terms of Christmas, I think he's a bit of a one-hit wonder, but I think he was pretty big in the Spanish music scene.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah,
we are all not,
I
as
feel
far
weird
as I
rating
know, we're
him.
not Spanish music listeners.
Yeah. You know what? You talked
Right,
about
Despacito. That's the only one I listen to.
Connor. You talked about the national anthem. The only artist I judge off the national anthem is Fergie.
enough.
Feliz Navidad is
Fair enough.
it's a great song by him. I would go
That's a
pretty
top
good.
10 Christmas song, and that alone I think deserves pretty good.
All right,
All right.
that's settled.
Jose Feliciano, whose name I love to say, is in pretty good. Next up, this is going to be an interesting discussion.
Hey!
Justin Bieber. Obviously, do I really need to go into his sports connections, considering he's like very good friends with Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews now, and played hockey. I think he played in an All-Star game too, NHL All-Star game.
The song also again.
Yes.
Yeah. So Justin Bieber, where are we putting him on this list?
Wait, who knocked him in the boards? Was it Chris Pronger in that All-Star game that had that famous smash Justin Bieber's face against the boards?
Yeah.
I would go pretty good. His Christmas album is pretty
I was
good.
gonna say honestly, like his song "Under the Mistletoe" is one of few modern songs that I think will be getting played decades from now. It's still getting played, and it's been about 10 years since that album dropped, weirdly, and maybe even like 8 years, something like that. But
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years, and it's still getting played a lot. It comes back onto his popular page on Spotify every Christmas. It's on the radio all the time. I think it's going to be one of those songs that stands the test of time. And also, biasly, my sister had this album, and we used to bump that. So I would put him in pretty good. Not legend yet, but I mean, if that song's being played 100 years from now, maybe posthumously we'll give him the upgrade.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Bieber, but like, I think his Christmas album is good enough. It's pretty great for me to say it's pretty good.
Bieber gets too much hate, man. I'll say it right now.
Yeah, imagine.
Yo, his songs, "Lonely" right now and "Holy," all on the radio. I bumped that song in my car.
His song with Shawn Mendes, like, I mean, if I was caught listening to that song "Monster" like 5 years ago, I would have been ridiculed. But now my give a F factor has dropped significantly. So now I will bump that shamelessly all day, every day. I'm on the Bieber bandwagon.
"Eeny Meeny," that's kind of come back now.
Yeah.
What an absolute banging song. I brought that up on last episode too with Ethan. Yeah.
Like, even Justin Bieber's bad songs, they still slap.
Yeah.
Like, the only song that really annoyed me, and the one I can't stand, is "Baby." I think it got way overplayed, and he was young,
Baby
so they
sick.
kind of.
What are you saying?
I would
couldn't
argue
stand it.
"Boyfriend" should be on that list of terrible.
Yeah.
The song's not
Yeah,
bad.
no, that one's worse. That one's worse than "Baby."
Boyfriend's also sick. What are you saying?
Overall, Justin Bieber gets too much hate. The Christmas album, I would go pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, in 20 years, it could be legendary.
Yeah. All right. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
sure.
All right, this is one I might disagree with a little bit. I'd put it okay, but I get it. Justin Bieber is a legend. Next up, I don't know if you've all listened to this track, but Macklemore. He is famously a huge Seattle sports fan. He is the part owner of the Seattle Sounders after buying into the team, I believe, last season. And he has a song called "My Oh My" in homage to the Seattle Mariners, the baseball team, because he's a huge Seattle Mariners fan. His big Christmas song is "It's Christmas Time" with, I believe it's Dan Kaplan. Where would you put Macklemore's one Christmas track, "It's Christmas Time," on this list?
I'd say just leave, man. Macklemore is the scum of the earth. Can you guys just take in that he won Best Rap Album over Kendrick,
and,
Drake, J. Cole, Kanye?
Yes, Kanye.
Like, are you kidding me? I lost all my respect for the Grammys that day, and it's still ridiculous. I.e., The Weeknd. Regardless, Macklemore can bug off, man. I don't like him.
It's hard not to say that because he only has that one song.
He's such a hateable person. He's so easy to hate on.
I am insulted, Zach. I am insulted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm insulting my 12-year-old self, but 20-year-old Zach says Macklemore can just leave. But if you guys are on the opposite end of the spectrum, I'm okay with meeting a compromise. That's just how I see this situation.
For me, it's the easy just leave. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, Connor, but like, I'm not a fan of him. As an artist or as a person, like, I don't.
Oh, my heart.
Okay, Aiden, you're Connor's last resort. What are you saying?
I mean, I did say, like, it's hard for me to make an argument. Like, he only has the one song. It's also featuring someone else. It's not just him.
You know, Connor, you can go bump yourself after this show, but
this is a Christmas episode. If it was just, you know, rap, maybe he's a tier higher, 2 tiers higher.
I would bring a tier lower if you were talking about his whole discography.
No, okay, no, I disagree with that. But just based on one Christmas song,
deserved that Grammy. The Heist deserved that Grammy.
He is not.
No,
Connor,
no.
Yes.
Yeah,
no.
Let's quit while you're ahead, man.
No, I will die on this hill.
You will die saying that he should have won a Grammy in, what was it, 2012? When it was 808s and Heartbreak, an album that inspired a whole generation. Travis Scott is not a thing if it's not for that album. Neither is like guys like Juice WRLD. Also, Drake, what was it?
Take Care? Was that the album up? Or was it Nothing Was the Same?
I think it was like Nothing Was. I'm not honestly not sure, but anyway.
It was one of those two, yeah. One of those two legendary albums, yep.
Yeah, I'm a Drake bandwagoner, so I'll take that. But also, Good Kid, Mad City, like one of the best hip hop albums of the 21st century. Like just super. Anyway, we're getting off Christmas, but regardless, I'm just very passionate about that Grammy because I remember watching it and I was like, I hate the Grammys now, and I've hated them ever since. They really helped their case when they missed out on the weekend. But we'll that's another discussion.
I'm happy you brought up the Grammys. The second they elected Cardi, or the second they gave it to Cardi B as well. It does. The Grammys have no like they have no reputation to kind of say that they know music because every year they somehow
because they're all 16, 7-year-old white people. Like
exactly. I don't know how Cardi B.
Yeah, we trust these people making the decisions. I don't.
No.
Connor shaking his head.
That album included Thrift Shop and Can't Hold Us.
Yeah, but that's only 2 songs. That's only 2 songs. You gotta look at the entire album.
His part of Can't Hold Us is not the best part of the song.
That's right, man. It's also not like a rap. Like in terms of like they should have more categories for rap in the Grammys altogether, but like he was so much more poppy. He just like said words faster. But like Kendrick Lamar, like that's hip hop, man. Like
Good Kid, Mad City will never not be a better album than Macklemore's.
I disagree, but
okay. So what are we doing? Just leave.
All of you want to put it Just Leave, but I ask that you put it ahead of Carrie Underwood.
Okay, we can put it at trash. We can be generous.
I'll do that for Connor. We kind of drag him through the mud. I'll give him that, but
interesting. Okay,
you could put him on Just Leave, but just put it in front of the Carrie Underwood person.
Okay,
there. Yeah,
cool. I feel better about myself.
A major compromise. This one, the next one. Oh no, I don't know how much I can defend her.
All right, Martina Ortiz Louise, Toronto Maple Leafs anthem singer at Scotiabank Arena. Aiden is a diehard fan of hers, so you'll have to convince him if you don't like her. But where would you put her Christmas music?
Look, I like her singing the anthem.
I did not even know she made music.
Yeah. Sorry, wait, you know she made music? Oh.
Bro, she just sings the anthem, and I always roast her every time she does because she goes for the. I'm like,
that's the best part. No, I want to look at my my Spotify Wrapped because I know I'm in like the percentage of like listening to one of her songs, like the top like 1%.
Yeah, bro, because there's 5,000 streams on that thing total.
No, you know that is facts. That is facts.
Aiden actually probably contributed to at least 25% of her entire Spotify revenue. So sad.
That is facts. Also, this is a Christmas tier, and there's not a single Christmas song on her Spotify.
There are Christmas songs on her YouTube.
Okay, I haven't heard them, to be fair. So I don't know.
Maybe out of respect for the Toronto Maple Leafs, we could leave her at trash. Yeah,
but she's a great singer. She's a really
she has a great voice.
I feel like if we're talking about this right now, like as much as I have spoken on my opinion regarding Macklemore and Carrie Underwood, I mean, come on, we can't put Martina, Ortiz, Louise, DG's above that.
Like this is a tough list. This is a tough list. Look, we have the Jonas Brothers and Alicia Cara. Okay, Martina, Ortiz, Louise does not.
I do have to agree.
Compare.
Like Martina Ortiz Louise is a legend as an anthem singer. She is the best national anthem singer in all of sports, I would say. In all of sports.
Debatable, but keep going.
But I'm gonna have to say, I would say trash, just because we haven't seen enough Christmas music yet to already tell her just leave. And she's also a very young kid. We can't just say right now, leave. You're done.
Our age.
She has potential through the roof. Yeah,
Hold
but
up.
she's a young singer.
20?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn.
Yeah.
My respects went up a little bit, but yeah.
Okay, put her above Macklemore and Kendall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We can't tell a 20-year-old with her
That-
talent and her
Connor.
potential to just leave.
Put her in trash then. Put her in
Exactly.
trash.
Trash.
Yeah.
I will admit, I was debating whether or not I should send a DM to see if I could get her on the show.
Oh, I've tried, man. You will not get a reply. You will not get a reply from her.
And well,
do we want to hear that story or no?
There's no story. There's no story.
was it just a fat red receipt and you moved on?
Not even a red. Just nothing.
Damn,
Nothing.
that's tough.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd rather have that than a red receipt. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Still gives me hope, I guess.
yeah. I have strong opinions on this next one, so y'all better be ready.
Oh, no.
Okay, if he's not a legend, I'm gonna be mad. Michael Bublé. He is a diehard Vancouver Canucks fan, by the way.
Uber boy. Legend.
Yes.
Thank you.
I agree.
I agree with that. Yeah.
The best modern Christmas album, like, yeah, the best. No way to describe it. This guy is carrying Christmas. This guy definitely gets a fat paycheck every December, and I envy that. But
The only negative to Michael Bublé is he only has like one track that he's actually written.
I
Every
don't
other
care.
song's been a
I mean,
cover.
Drake has ghostwriters. Are we going to call Drake?
No, every other
ghostwriter?
track's been a cover.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, but
Well, he
Michael
does
Bublé's go.
well.
Same with Bieber, though, and I would put Bublé's album above his light years ahead.
Yeah,
I would too.
Bublé's goated.
Yeah, Bublé, yeah.
He comes out of,
Debatable person, but a goated Christmas album.
he comes out of his whole, once every 12 months just for Christmas.
He was doing stuff like in 2012, and then he just kind of released his
was.
Christmas album and really committed to that.
Well, his son got
Could've
very
been wrong.
sick, right? I think he had cancer.
That's
Mm.
right.
That's
So
information I should have known before roasting
Yeah.
him.
no, well, he had to obviously he has to deal with that in terms of making
Of
sure his
course.
son is healthy. And I believe he's cancer free now, which is good. But yes, that might have been the reason why he disappeared, and now he's sort of come back with the bubbly commercials or
Yeah.
however you
Yeah,
say
I
it.
mean, get that paycheck, man. I don't I'm not. He's making more than me, so I can't say anything about it.
Not the best drinks in the world, by the way. I don't know if you tried it.
All right, they're good mixers.
We started selling them at Hockey Life. It's not
Oh,
good.
really?
Right.
It's not the best.
Low seller.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we have to put him up as a legend because he is one. And
Yes.
finally, our final member on this list. If I've missed anybody, please let me know in the comments because it will help me for next year if we do it again. But Sir Paul McCartney, his connection to sports is he's, I believe, a shareholder in the Green Bay Packers. He attends a ton of sports games. He's been pictured at hockey, basketball, and football games. And he's a big soccer fan as well. Apparently, his teams are Everton and Liverpool, which obviously Liverpool. But,
Makes sense.
Evan, he's from Liverpool.
Okay, but he wouldn't be an Everton and Liverpool fan. He'd probably hate one.
That's what I saw. He was both,
Just
but we're not here to have that discussion.
Yeah.
We're not debate. We're here to
Different day.
debate whether
I
or
only
not
know I only know of one of his Christmas songs though.
Yeah, I don't really associate Paul McCartney with
Wonderful,
Christmas.
like Wonderful Christmas is
Wonderful
one on the
Christmas,
radio all the time. But it's just that song. I mean, that song slaps. Like,
Yeah.
man, I feel like it's because he has one hit, right? In terms of
Well,
Christmas.
here's the big question. Do we include the Beatles songs in this as well?
No.
No. Because then it'd be automatic legend, no debate. We would get murdered on the street. I would say like pretty good, just because Wonderful Christmas is a good song in my opinion.
Wonderful
And I hear
before everyone tries to get mad at him. It's Wonderful
Christmas time.
whatever.
Yeah,
you go.
It's a very good song.
If we put Paul McCartney in okay, I mean,
Yeah.
what's the aftermath here? Like how long?
He's definitely better than the Jonas Brothers. Yeah.
Yes. I would put him pretty good.
Yeah, me too. I am cool with that. Bang.
All right. What do you guys think of this list?
I think it's accurate.
You think it's accurate?
I'm proud of it. It's good.
I would change nothing.
All
Hear
right.
that, Connor? Nothing.
Good.
I think we.
Good. Oh, you don't have to.
Oh god.
Sorry, Martina. All right.
All right. So that is our Christmas music tier list. Aiden, save that and download it, and we can throw it up on the Instagram potentially later. But we've done music. Let's move on to movies. Or actually, before we do movies, I want to have a bit of a debate, and then we can sort of finish off with movies. And this debate is, what is the best holiday sports tradition? Is it the NHL on New Year's playing the Winter Classic? Is it NBA Christmas Day games? Or is it the NFL playing on Thanksgiving? 3 options.
You can't go more iconic than
Winter.
Yeah, but does that count as like Christmas?
Or just about holidays
Thanksgiving.
or just Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah, it's more holiday.
is it
right?
holiday? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Unfortunately, nobody else plays on Christmas, so it would have been a very
What
short
about
The NFL is playing Christmas Day this year.
what about World Juniors?
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
because it's one of those things that is not popular anywhere else but Canada. More importantly, like Southern Ontario. But it's just something that TSN, like we've all learned about it, guys. TSN just has ingrained it in our brains, and literally, like ever since I was 6, it would always be World Juniors for me. So if I can go off the board, I would pick that. But if I am to stay on the board, I mean, especially like, I will say the first Winter Classic, like Pittsburgh and Buffalo, that blew my mind when I was 8. Like in 2008. So I would have been 7 actually when that happened, and just absolutely awesome. Just like to see the massive crowd, and it just, you never thought it could have been done, but now it's done about 3 times a year. So, but that first one was definitely crazy for me. But I'd say World Juniors or Winter Classic. I'm done.
What I'll argue about for football that I put ahead of the other ones is that for both NBA and NHL, I'll need to really care about the matchup to actually care about the game. But let's say for football, let's say it's a game like this year. It was Washington versus Cowboys. I don't care about our team. Both teams are not like deep playoff contenders. I'll still watch that game because it's Cowboys versus Washington football team. It's still for football. It doesn't matter what team it is. You'll kind of just sit down. Or at least for me, I'll kind of just sit down and watch regardless. So for me, I think football has that like ability to get people to watch more than other sports do, regardless of who's actually playing.
I think if we're going off history, I think Connor, the 3 you mentioned, I think the NHL it hasn't been going on long enough. The NBA Christmas Day special, I think it's pretty iconic. But when you look at NFL Thanksgiving, it's stood the test. It's really stood the test of time. And you know what you're getting every year. You're getting Detroit at 12 o'clock. You're getting the Cowboys at 4:30, and then now you're getting in an 8 o'clock game. It's kind of the new thing they added. But I feel like with the NHL, they've almost tried to outdo themselves, and they're trying to keep up with the trends. So I think when you look at tradition, I don't think the NHL can really solidify themselves as that. I think the World Juniors in Canada opening on Boxing Day is definitely more historic than the NHL Winter Classic. Yeah. I love the NHL Winter Classic. Toronto Detroit's one of the favorite game, or one of my favorite games that I've ever watched. Yeah. But just based off history and based off tradition and based off what Thanksgiving means in America, it's hard to argue with the NFL based off just pure sports history.
Man, I was stuck in a basement with no Wi-Fi and no cellular reception when Detroit and Toronto played in the Winter Classic. I could not watch it. I got to watch the shootout, and I cried, but because it was just such a good game. But what are you gonna do? We move on.
Even better because that was a centennial season. So like,
Yes.
No, that was the Centennial Classic.
Yeah.
The Winter Classic. They played Detroit in both the games.
Man, I should have went to that one in Toronto. Seemed cool.
I knew someone who went, and I think it was very, very cold.
Oh, I heard. I think it was like a -15 day. That's not a good time.
No, especially on BMO Field, which is on the lake, and there's no cover. It gets very cold very fast.
BMO Field is cold that winter.
Yeah, I am surprised that none of you are pushing the NBA Christmas Day games.
No, because the Raptors always get scuffed from that. So biased.
It's true, but like it's iconic.
Nah, man.
Yeah. How long have they been doing that for, though?
I really don't care.
They've only been doing it since I think like 2012.
But there's a reason NBA ratings are dropping, man, because people don't care anymore.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you look at ratings, NFL Thanksgiving, like every single American is watching, and even us in Canada, like we're watching it constantly all day. So
the NFL has 2 days that like really that they really have the world's attention: Thanksgiving football and the Super Bowl. There's no two events that bring kind of ratings like those two events do. I'm
trying to think of some other ones like Canada US on New Year's Eve. That's always classic. A good one too. Yeah. I would have to agree with Zach. Probably World Juniors if I go off the board, but then I'd agree with Evan and Matt with the NFL.
Yeah, I'm cool with chilling with the Winter Classic. My 7-year-old self was just amazed to see that many people watch a hockey game, because usually you just don't think Americans give a crap at all, and then all of a sudden, boom, 80,000 people show up to an outdoor game in was it Buffalo year 1 at New Era?
Yeah, Sidney Crosby with the winner.
Crazy.
All right, so we're going with football or World Juniors.
I'm happy either or. I think those.
I think in terms of like the greater scope of things, it's NFL. But me personally, I will live and die by the World Juniors.
How about this? Football in North America, World Juniors in Canada.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because apart from Canada, nobody cares about
still
the World
say
Juniors,
football in
apart
terms
from
of
maybe
that.
some of the Scandinavian countries.
I think we nailed it. Historically, NFL Thanksgiving, it's just one of those things.
NFL wipes the floor, and I know that. But again, just World Juniors
don't get me wrong.
Thing, but I know in terms of the greater scheme of it all, it's got to be NFL. But I will stand by my hockey.
Yeah, in my heart, World Juniors is the one. You can't beat the World Juniors. It's a phenomenal tournament. I'm excited that we get World Junior action starting in 5 days. We got it going 6 days. Canada versus we got Canada Russia. Is that the first game?
I think so. Yeah.
No, I think it's like Germany or something.
Canada Germany.
Or Canada Russia is the exhibition game.
Germany.
Okay.
But
the World Juniors.
The big issue with Germany is they don't know if they're going to be able to play or not because of cases. But we're not going to talk about the pandemic because nobody wants to talk about the pandemic. Instead, we're going to move on to our next tier list. And this one's going to be a lot more fun. My question is, what sport would the Christmas movie character play? So, I have a list. I've compiled a list of, I believe, like 23 names of different Christmas characters. And I've created a list of different sports. I believe football, hockey, basketball, soccer, and baseball are on this list. And there might be another section. I'm not sure if it was included or not in the tier list. But Aiden, whenever you're good to, share your screen. And we can take a look at what sport would the Christmas movie character play.
He's got a lot of characters here.
Yeah, I told you there's a lot of characters. I took quite a few. But after this is done, we're going to have a bit of a discussion. Aiden, you're going to keep it up because we're going to figure out who would be the best overall athlete and who would be the best in their sport.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, let me share this thing.
I am game.
All right. Should be shared. You see it?
Yeah.
I do.
You got it.
Here we go. All right. We're starting off with a weird one. We're starting off with the Elves from the Polar Express. Have you all seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like it's going to be hard not to say hockey for all of them.
Another section. I would argue that the Elves should be in the other, but I'm willing to hear different arguments.
It's definitely not going to be basketball. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it ain't basketball. It ain't football.
Not gonna. Yeah, those two are off the table.
Honestly, Elves
yeah,
like they could be quick with their feet. That low center of gravity, you know.
Soccer. There's an argument for soccer. Yeah.
Yeah, I would vouch for soccer, but I mean, you could just default say hockey for all of this. But I would say I'd say soccer for these guys in particular.
I would argue other. I don't know how well you remember the movie, but what they do is they're very acrobatic. They're very good at doing flips and stuff like that.
Right.
And they jump out of that air balloon, I think, when they all show up in like the North Pole.
So are we saying gymnastics then?
That's what I was leaning towards.
Other? I would change my vote to that.
Gymnastics, yeah. I think this was the first ever movie that I saw in theaters, by the way. Polar Express.
I saw it in theaters. My parents had to take me out of the theater because I was crying so much.
I mean, yeah, it gets dark at some points. Like,
yeah, there's a creepy puppet scene. I remember.
Yeah.
And the hobo freaked me out.
Yeah, but but the song "Hot Cocoa" will forever live in history.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna go.
Yeah, I say gymnastics is cool.
Gymnastics and other. All right.
Yeah.
All right, gymnastics and other.
Next up, let's stick with the Polar Express theme, and the next on the list is the conductor from the Polar Express.
My boy Tom Hanks.
Your boy Tom Hanks.
Wasn't he like a tall guy?
Yep.
Like he's tall and he's sturdy. I feel like this guy is destined to play basketball. He's a Jokic type fella.
Yeah.
He was also intimidating.
You have to remember though, he was standing next to kids the entire time.
I know, but he also just seemed like a unit, and he didn't take no crap from anyone. He also just seemed built, and if you can help drift a train on ice, I mean, buddy can hit a layup.
Yeah.
True.
I guess it's hard to say no to basketball just because of height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, basketball it is.
It is that guy, right? Just want to make
Yes,
sure.
that is the conductor.
Right, cool.
Next up from the Polar Express, I picked him just because I thought he looked a bit like me.
Yes.
The nerdy kid.
Yes. Yes.
The annoying.
Yes.
Annoying kid. What sport would he play?
I don't know. I'm leaning towards soccer, baseball. I don't know. Does he fit into one more than the other?
He seems like a guy who's brilliant at baseball analytics. Like the guy who's looking at all the numbers and like
that's true.
The guy punching in all the numbers and all the WAR, the average, the on base. Yeah.
He was like a bench player as well in like the high school team.
Yeah. Stick him in the 9 hole, maybe. He'll have a 150 average. Get a few walks in there. As long as his defense is good, you know what? He's kind of like Ryan Goins. As long as he plays some good defense,
he's got them glasses. He's got that plate vision.
Yeah.
So,
plate vision.
Yeah.
Can confirm that
baseball?
doesn't help. Yeah, let's go with baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
Final character from the Polar Express, and by the way, none of these characters have names, which I didn't realize. Actually, we have 2 more characters.
Yeah.
First, the hobo from the Polar Express, the guy who would disappear and was almost a figment of the main character's imagination.
I don't know. I feel like soccer because he'd always run away, but he's also a thinner guy, compared to Tom Hanks, my boy. And I feel like the soccer players are generally more lean than other athletes.
I'll argue football as a wide receiver because the way he was running some nice routes during that movie. I think I could see him as a football player.
I mean,
it's like Calvin Johnson, yeah. I agree with that.
He runs a few routes, but I think he's a little too skinny. I think a DB would absolutely crush his spine.
He was pretty clutch. He was pretty clutch, if you remember. After they were drifting on the ice, he did catch them from falling off the train.
I agree with Zach. I think he kind of has the balance and agility of a soccer player. I don't think he has a coordination to play football or the strength.
Well, if he's catching kids off a cliff, I mean, you could catch a football.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about the hands, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, if he's got good hands, I would transition to football. I might abandon Evan here.
I forgot about the hands. You know what?
If you can just hold on to the ball, it doesn't matter how many ribs the DB breaks.
That's true.
True.
If he gets
And
that first down.
He can go invisible as well. Just disappear out of thin air.
Oh, well, then that's good for every sport,
Mhm.
other than baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we going football for the?
I'm cool with
from the
football.
Polar
I'm
Express?
cool with that.
Yeah.
Matthew has convinced me.
The final character is the main character, the little kid.
I feel like that kid's just a born and bred winter man. He'd be a hockey stud.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, we haven't said any hockey people yet.
They're coming. They're coming. Yeah, I think hockey's a good shout.
Yeah, this guy's so wrapped up. Like the whole movie, he's like, "Oh, can I hear the bell? I can still hear the bell." This guy's a big believer, and he's just all encompassed by winter and the holiday season. And this kid would definitely be ripping ODRs with all the boys.
Yeah,
I vaguely remember him not being very good on ice, but
Doesn't matter.
the next Sidney Crosby, right there.
The next Sidney Crosby. All right, our next character. Let's go with Buddy the Elf.
Basketball.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
I would say hockey.
Baseball.
If y'all are up to date on your elf behind the scenes knowledge, there was actually a deleted scene where he's playing hockey and he's absolutely just shitting on all of the elves, and he's like body checking them and they go flying 40 feet.
There's also
into
a picture of him dunking on all the elves, and in the movie.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this guy's got his
with
practice.
elves, though.
Yeah,
that's with elves.
That's with elves.
Not
This
with
guy,
regular sized people.
this guy is just practicing getting his skills up. He's clearly dominating his own league in hockey. So I mean, if he can make the transition, I
What
wouldn't.
about the snowball fight?
Ooh, baseball. Oh, he's got an
Remember
arm.
that?
He's got an arm.
a crazy arm.
I think this guy's just a god at all the sports. Buddy the Elf is just the GOAT. I've said that 20 times, but yes.
You can find many different places. I think you have to go hockey, though.
I mean that's
I gotta go
snow fight was
baseball.
legendary.
I'd
That
have
snow
to go
fight-
baseball.
Or do we? Yeah, I would say
Actually,
baseball. Or
baseball.
even football. If you want to give him the 100-yard
true.
TD, link him up with Tyreek Hill and see what happens.
I'd say we go football because can't he move as well?
He can.
I don't know about football just because I'm worried that he can't hold the ball properly. Like a baseball is more like a snowball.
True.
Yeah.
Football is different to throw, right?
Yeah, I say we go baseball.
I think his highest ceiling would be in baseball. I think he could do it all. His highest ceiling would probably.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could definitely be a pitcher in any given league.
Yeah.
Home note skills. He's throwing 99-mile-per-hour heaters.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be interested to know if you guys know who this character is by name. Would you be able to name it? Aiden, you're not allowed to be involved
Is
in
he
this.
the? Oh my God, he's from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. No,
Yes, he is.
it's not Jack Frost, is it?
No.
No, it's like there's like a warm dude and a cold dude, and he's the cold dude. What's the Ice King or something?
No, we're gonna get to him. We're gonna get to those two guys because I have both of them in here.
No, yeah, I have the VHS of it. I can't name his name.
This guy's name is Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Okay, I was
Who's
way
the
off.
German mayor who was definitely rooted in a lot of post-World War II feelings. But what sport would Burgermeister Meisterburger play? Keep
Well,
in
if he's
mind
German,
he has a
shouldn't
leg
he-
injury.
If he's German, shouldn't he be soccer?
Yeah, I was gonna say this guy has soccer written all over his name.
He was a unit, though. I'd
Offensive
argue
lineman, NFL.
offensive lineman in football.
Yeah, maybe.
A tough one. I
I'm
mean,
not familiar with this.
yeah,
one.
if Buddy's got a little bit of chub on him, then maybe throw him in football. But
Yeah.
his name screams soccer, but if Connor is remembering his physique correctly, then I'd place him in football.
And Connor, if you think
He
it
was
could
a
be an
very
O-lineman,
well-trained human being.
I
Or
won't
character.
argue.
Oops, not soccer.
Wrong sport.
Hey, God is telling me something there.
For soccer player. Chris Kringle from Santa
Okay.
Claus is Coming to Town.
Uh,
The ginger guy.
hockey?
Yeah, I feel like Santa's got to be playing hockey.
I'd
Yeah.
argue soccer.
No,
I seem to
Santa's
remember him
not playing
being very agile
soccer.
on the
Get
road.
out of here.
Agile for hockey too, though.
I mean,
Were there
yeah.
any skating scenes or like any time when he was on ice?
All I know is that this guy can withstand the cold and he can play wherever, whenever. And
Okay.
this guy is white. He'd be perfect for hockey.
All right. Anybody?
Could be like a good chess player. I could see.
Chess is not.
That was a shot at the NHL's lack of diversity. But I don't want to make it seem like I'm an asshole.
Wrong person. That is Clark Griswold.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. A little stop
Wait,
motion
where is he?
Santa.
Little ginger guy next to Marv.
Ginger Santa.
There you go. Oh, no, other way. There you go.
Yeah.
God.
All right. Next up from that movie is Winter Warlock, the mean one.
So the frozen dude.
That's the frozen guy at the bottom left.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is he? Is he a giant in the movie?
He was
recall.
very tall.
Okay, well then I think basketball is pretty cut and dry, and plus this guy can freeze his opponents. I mean, make crossovers a little easier. So oh guys, he's got literal ice in his veins. If you want to get cheesy about it, but I feel like that says it all.
Yep.
All right, so we're going basketball for the Winter Warlock.
Which one is he? This
So
one or
the
this
one on
one?
the left.
Yeah.
That was
We're
the
going-
mean one.
We're going basketball?
Yeah.
All right, good call.
What about the nice one?
I feel like
After his heart had melted.
he's still got that length.
Yeah, probably the same, right?
They could be a dynamic duo, power forward center. Look at them. Doesn't that just scream a championship winning power forward center right there? It really does. Look at those two.
Along with the conductor, yeah, that's a nice triple threat.
Oh, for sure. Just
Right,
thinking of it. Yeah.
Next up, Clark Griswold.
Man, I'm so foggy on that movie.
I am also foggy on that movie. I'll let someone else take the reins on this one.
I actually haven't seen this one.
Okay, well, he's the one who puts up all of the Christmas lights. If
This
that
is Christmas
wants to be real.
Vacation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know the movie. I just haven't seen it in a long time.
Well, he's very determined.
Okay.
So, does that sway your decision?
No, that could be anything, I guess.
You could say, actually, no, never mind. I don't even know. Well,
I mean, it looks like he has a bit of height on him.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm not gonna pretend like I know something. So
yeah,
we can throw him. Yeah, we could just throw
Connor,
him
if you saw these characters, I think you can.
I haven't seen this movie. I've seen parts of it, but I know he was a big movie character in terms of Christmas stuff.
We can leave him off the board. You know, you can always leave one person off.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a little bit of research in between,
Yeah.
and I'll see what I come to.
Okay, other for right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Find out his best attributes.
Next up, Frosty the Snowman from the winter, like the cartoon version.
Hockey.
Could be anything.
Hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
This guy would just
Hockey.
slide on the ice, and his
Definitely
big
not
boy, too.
baseball because he would melt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he only can play hockey.
I guess,
Otherwise,
yeah.
he dies.
Well,
Yeah,
he could go outside
Huh?
bobsled or luge.
Mm.
You know what? I like the luge.
I like that
Yeah.
because he literally did carry the kids on his back and was sliding around, right?
the creativity.
You
on
wouldn't
that
even
one
need it.
is-
You wouldn't even need a
yeah.
sled. You know what, Connor? That's too genius to not do.
Yeah.
Bobsled, luge, skeleton. One of those three. Next up, Harry from Home Alone.
Joe Pesci, Tommy from Goodfellas.
I feel like this guy is bound to either be a baseball player or a football player.
I think
You see
he's
him as like
football
a
because of his
baseball
tone
manager.
tolerance.
Yeah, I just feel like Joe Pesci just embodies every character he's in. He's basically just Joe Pesci in every movie. And I think Joe Pesci, he'd be like a guy from the Bronx who likes baseball or some crap, old school American values and likes to break into little kids' houses. So I mean,
That's a great point. That is a great point. I
would
think
like-
baseball's perfect for him.
He's like the skipper. He's like John Gibbons.
He's like,
yeah, it's
Gibby.
actually there's a comparison to be had there.
Here's my
Yeah.
argument for football. His
Okay.
pain tolerance is through the roof. Nothing would hurt him.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
I feel like this guy would just rake though. This guy's a little short, stubby man. You could just
Maybe
you know,
This
catcher.
guy took a blowtorch to the head.
yeah, this guy could take a
Alright.
hit by a pitch bend like it's nothing.
If you want to throw him another as a UFC fighter, you know, maybe you can fight Conor McGregor instead of Logan Paul.
Although it couldn't
No,
take
definitely not UFC. No. WWE.
Is wrestling really a sport though? Or are we gonna go down that path?
Let's not have
No.
it.
Okay, I want to say baseball.
All
I'm
right.
happy with that. Yeah.
He just screams baseball.
It's got a baseball. Next up, Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
I think soccer. It just is like
Yeah, I
his,
feel like Kevin could be a soccer guy.
his elusiveness, you know, his creativity, his thinking outside the box. I think he'd be a decent little
He's a
soccer
very
player.
strategic lad.
Okay.
And he's
Yeah.
nimble. He's quick.
Yeah,
All right.
you could even say hockey, but let's go soccer.
You could say hockey just based off of the one scene where he's running away from the cops and slides across the ice.
But I think we need a soccer
soccer
guy in
is
there. Yeah, I think soccer is where he goes.
Next up, Heat Miser.
We're not gonna go Marv.
Oh, Marv. Yeah, I forgot about Marv. Sorry, Marv.
Show Marv some love.
Marv.
The sticky bandit duo.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that soon.
He like come on his hands, so maybe he should be in football. You know.
Yeah, you know what? That's you said that perfectly. I almost forgot about that.
I was gonna say
yeah.
either football as a wide receiver or basketball just because he's a lanky boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
got the,
think we go football because he can take an iron to the face and not even flinch.
Yeah.
I love it.
Step on a nail and continue to walk around.
Tolerance and that leg. This guy's the next DJ Metcalf. I'm telling you.
yeah, football. He
Just
screams
need to
football.
him to put a little bit of weight on.
Yeah.
Work with
Yeah.
the guys in the prison. Put
Actually.
some size. Could be a crazy football player. But next up, this time, act for real. Oh no, we have one more. The McAllister family.
Oh,
Everyone.
The entire
Oh,
family.
but if we're talking about buzz, it's football.
yeah. Buzz is a football player.
And I feel like they're that kind of family. They're a very traditional American family, how the movie sets it up. I feel like they'd be all over that Thanksgiving football.
The dad looks like he would play quarterback when he was younger.
Oh yeah, this guy was
Yeah.
definitely a high school star and then he hurt his
Yeah.
knee and ruined his career.
The
I would say
uncle
yeah.
would 100% be some pain in the back, running back. Something
Yeah,
like
like
that.
the guy who's just drinking Coke all the time would just be the most hyper running back and he would just zoom around everyone.
Yes.
Absolute monster.
All right, now we're actually getting to him. Heat Miser.
Heat miser.
From, I believe this is from A Year Without a Santa Claus.
Hmm.
There's a few options for him.
Yeah.
It's tough.
He's a big
Mm.
No,
boy.
he's not the ice. He
He
can't play
is.
hockey.
I was gonna say he's got a little bit of
Yeah.
chub to him, so if he wants to join the others in being a linebacker, Mr. German boy.
He could be a linebacker. That's a great shout.
Or he
yeah,
could definitely be a catcher in baseball, you know, like a
Yeah,
little
short guy.
knocker. And then I mean if he has fire, that means he
Yeah.
could throw the second with a lot of heat behind it, right? So
That's true. That's a good point.
Mhm.
so we got both those values. I've changed my own mind to baseball, but I don't know about y'all. I'm cool with football as well.
I think baseball would work.
Yeah, this guy's like a strictly a DH or a catcher. That's it.
yes.
It's like Alejandro Kirk with his size.
Exactly.
Alejandro Kirk.
Little 5'10" boy or something, even shorter, 5'5".
Yeah, he looks very short. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, Snow Miser.
Snow miser. He's a bit lankier.
A little bit taller as well.
Yeah, I was thinking basketball too.
Or would it be
Yeah.
hockey because he can control the ice?
I don't
Hey,
know.
maybe he could be a hockey goalie.
He could, but when he
could.
plays with the ice guys, he's like
I
a
think he
chemistry
could be like the coach. He looks like an older fella. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, in terms of controlling the ice, he would win every single game at hockey. So if he wants a bright future,
Yeah.
pop him in there.
Hockey's best fit.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
cool with
we'll have
that.
more hockey. Next up, let's do the two Grinches before we finish off with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So
Okay.
first, Jim Carrey's Grinch.
I think Jim Carrey's Grinch is John Scott 2.0 in the NHL. This guy would be an absolute
yeah.
enforcer. This guy's built. He's way more stocky than the OG Grinch, the cartoon one. He's big. He lives in the winter, and I'm sure he knows how to skate. And if he doesn't know how to skate, he would just be a goon. It'd be
Throw him in there, yeah.
If Huck's not from hockey.
You could put him at football as well. Just be like a defensive end. Just come right at you.
I think
Or
Hawk's
back, he's just go fall in beast mode, and then
the best
back,
bet.
yeah, hockey.
Yeah. And then the OG Grinch, the animated Grinch. I'm going to throw a curveball out here, and I will say weightlifting or CrossFit athlete.
Yeah, pulling that damn sled around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you say this? Are considering pool a sport?
Pool?
Yeah, are considering that as a sport? Because there's parts where he's just like knocking down the ornaments like into like
Right.
the raffle.
That's a good call.
Pool is a sport.
He would be good at that.
There it is.
Other, sure.
Yeah. I think he's an Arthur. All right. Let's finish off with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, except not the actual reindeer. Instead, we will start with Hermie, the dentist elf.
This guy screams soccer players by the way he looks. This guy looks like a little British chap with blonde hair.
Is it kind of like Nylander?
Yeah.
It does look like William Nylander. Yeah, Swedish. Yeah, he looks European. He looks like a soccer player.
All right, we got Hermie the soccer player.
Yeah.
Who's very good at pulling out our next character's teeth.
Yeah.
Hockey,
the Bumble.
Hockey.
Guy's either a beast on the ice or he could, if he could hang up the star on the Christmas tree just by standing up, this guy could dunk like crouching. You know what I mean? You would not be able to stop him.
What about football?
You would also not be able to stop him either or. But I feel like you could just tap him at the feet in football. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. You know, because he has a history of falling down in the movie. True. And I feel like in basketball, if you just gave him the ball, he doesn't even have to dribble. He can dunk it from half court, like without trying.
He's like Shaq.
Bumbles do bounce, so we have to keep that in mind.
I'll leave this up to y'all.
I think basketball's a good one.
I think basketball.
He'd be a really good center. He'd work well with the two Warlocks, and then have the conductor run the point.
Yes. You know what? We almost have a 5-a-side basketball Christmas one here.
So we got Bumble going in at basketball.
Only thing missing is Nick Nurse coaching them.
Yeah.
And you got a championship roster.
Final character is Yukon Cornelius.
Oh, my
the man who
favorite
can
character.
taste gold and silver.
This guy looks like a beast. I would
He did push the Bumble off a cliff.
maybe football or
maybe a defensive lineman and just like push the center right into the quarterback.
yeah. Or
Was
like
it push or tickle? I can't remember. One of the
Matt
two.
was saying earlier, who would take on Conor McGregor? Maybe this guy. UFC?
I don't know if he's fit enough.
Yeah, I feel like McGregor does a little stranglehold on him. He's done for. But in terms of pure strength, I feel like
football. He could bring down a guy like Derrick Henry easily. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone who's not easy to bring down.
he could be the next Derrick Henry too. He just stiff arm people into the ground.
All right. So he's going in at football. Now, our big debate. Which Christmas movie character would be the best overall athlete? And then in each sport, who would be the best athlete?
So overall and then in each sport?
Yeah.
I would say overall the Grinch, Jim Carrey. I just feel like this guy's an absolute monster regardless because he's one, a monster. Two, he's a little smarter than the other monsters, a little bit more up in the head area. Three, he's gonna be a beast at hockey, and he can go the Jim Carrey Grinch we were just talking about. He can play multiple sports. I'm gonna say Jim Carrey best overall athlete in terms of his Grinch.
I'll say Buddy the Elf. Buddy the Elf as a starting pitcher in the MLB. He can throw over 100 miles per hour. I think he could go down as like one of the best pitchers of all time.
I'd go the Bumble. I think any sport, how do you compete with that size? You just sit him in goal for hockey nothing's going in. Soccer, he just lies in front of the net, nothing's going in. Football, good luck tackling a thing that's like 60 feet tall. Same with basketball. How are you blocking that? Good luck getting a shot up. Anything you shoot is going to get blocked. Baseball, he might struggle a little bit, but if he gets a big enough bat, he could just cover the entire strike zone.
True.
Never mind the strength.
It's hard to argue with that. Yeah, he could be the best overall athlete. It's a tough argument to make against. I'll have to agree with you, Connor. I think you make a compelling point. I think you made the best point there. He just size, I think, does a lot in sports. And yeah, imagine sticking a 60-foot guy anywhere in sports. It's kind of, you have a championship player right there.
He could cover the whole outfield. Like,
True.
no home
Just
runs.
Stand him right in the infield. Every ball that gets hit, he'll catch.
Yeah.
I think I have to agree with Zach for me. Like, I think it's Jim Carrey's Grinch is like the number one guy. I think he could, like, we put him in hockey. I think he could dominate any sport on that list.
I think we're not talking about your like the Grinch again. His brain is a lot smarter than the monster, right? You could play a little trick on him and fool him a bit, you know.
He's a planner. He uses strategy when he plays, you know. Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Potentially, it's a good debate here.
But okay, in terms of each sport, gotta go Grinch. Hockey, gotta stick by that. Soccer, McAllister, all day, every day. Kevin, my boy.
Yep.
Football, I mean,
Not the family.
I'm thinking about the McAllister families because size and numbers, right? And then the chemistry would just be unbeatable. Their family, their literal family.
Oh, but they did get in a lot of fights.
Yeah, they don't get along that well.
Yeah, that just spices things up, you know, just gets you a little fired up, a little adrenaline boost. I'm gonna stick with the McAllister family. So McAllister's taken home soccer and football. Baseball, Buddy the Elf. Basketball, I'm gonna agree with you guys. And what's his name again?
Bumble.
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 Oh, yeah, I'll go with him. And then in terms of the other sports, I mean, I think Frosty would just absolutely shred in Bob's Letter Luge. Like, it's no competition. This guy's literal ice. So he would just, easy money.
I could see arguments for the original Grinch being the best athlete.
that's all I was about to say, actually. Just in terms of versatility, I think it's hard to be more versatile than what the Grinch can do.
Interesting.
This is a tough.
For hockey, I agree with Zach. I think Jim Carrey's Grinch easily takes that. I agree with soccer, Kevin McAllister. Football, I'll argue Marv, just because he has that tolerance, the resilience, and he's got the hands, you know, to make the big catches.
I'm just worried about speed with Marv. I think I would have to agree with Zach, actually, the McAllister family.
My issue with Marv is the brains. Because
Yeah.
5 bricks to the head?
That's
that can't do good things for your head.
I mean, he can't act weirder than Antonio Brown, you know.
Yeah, but he's fast, Antonio Brown. He got talent.
Yeah, just put him with Brady and he's fine.
Brady.
I think baseball is pretty
Buddy Elf is easily.
Yeah.
buddy. Basketball, I argue, is pretty set.
Yeah, he dominates the paint. Like,
well, he dominates the entire court. Forget just the paint.
So now the discussion is football and other, and then overall.
Other is tough because it's kind of like they're good at their own things, but I think definitely like he would be a great either luge or skeleton. I think he kind of separates himself from the rest just based off potential.
Right, even skiing, because this guy could just like wear skis and then just belly flop and pretend he fell and just slide down the hill on his belly like he always does, right? And then boom, skiing, snowboarding on lock, he wins.
But the Grinch, the original Grinch, does have experience on some sort of vehicle going down a hill. So he could be competition in the bobsled.
Could very well indeed. Oh, it's up to you guys. I am cool with, as long as my Jim Carrey's chilling for hockey, I am cool.
Yeah, there's no competition there.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very happy with the list. I think once again we nailed it.
Not surprised.
All
Got a
right,
good
and
5
then-
here.
The best athlete is down to the Bumble
And
Buddy
then
the
Jim
Elf.
Carrey Grinch.
and the Jim Carrey Grinch.
I mean, in terms of like, I'll stand by the Grinch, but if we're trying to decide a decisive winner, I am totally okay going with Bumble just because of his pure size. And again, you stick him in front of a hockey goal and he won't let anything in, right? So you stand him up in the outfield, he'll catch any home run ball before it even gets a chance to get out, right? So
Yeah.
Based off that, I'm cool with giving up my trophy from Jim Carrey over to Bumble.
And one thing I'll say more about Jim Carrey though, one more thing is that he'll take things personally, and sometimes that's he has that Michael Jordan like mentality, like
Yeah.
he'll take things personally. It'll be all motivation he needs, and that's kind of the driving force to win. I don't think Bumble has that same like mentality.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes you just have a rare specimen that kind of just comes through, and I think he would just make history on in any sport he wanted. And I think when you have such a multi-dimensional, potential athlete, I think it's hard to argue with it.
No, I feel kind of like it's a question of who would you take, Michael Jordan or Shaq? It's that's
No.
kind of looking
No,
like.
no. You take MJ all day. No. You're not bringing
That's
up
not the
MJ.
conversation at all.
No.
But that's the point I'm making right now. That's my argument right here.
Okay.
I think we go with the Bumble because it's just purely based on athleticism.
The
and
size.
size.
Yeah.
I'm cool
How
with
can
that.
you argue against that physical features? You're never going to find that in any other sport, period. Never mind how good he'd be at shot put with a hammer throw.
Oh God.
He'd be.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be a competition.
Got a winner. Bumble.
The Bumble is our best best athlete, period. We didn't have a single female character on here apart from the McAllister family.
Guys, Connor, that's your fault. Come on.
Yeah, I probably should have brought in some different characters from other movies, but I tried to stick to mainly main characters and characters who I thought might be interesting athletes in the Elves, because they're crazy athletic. If you remember watching the Polar Express, which that's the only Christmas movie, that and Home Alone, which have been on TV for the past week. But this brings us to our final discussion before we take off for our final Christmas episode, and we wish you all a Merry Christmas. But what is the best Christmas movie?
Die Hard.
Is that a serious answer though?
I generally believe it. I have a very serious argument on why.
Okay, I don't think we include Die Hard just because of the amount of debate around it.
I agree.
That's
Fair enough.
fun. But yeah, I haven't seen Die Hard in years, so I couldn't even contribute to that conversation.
I don't think.
Yeah, like if we're saying Die Hard, like I was gonna say Iron Man 3. That's a Christmas movie. That's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Good one.
Exactly. I think we
But,
stick to specifically the theme of the movie is Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
The
you're talking
Congress is another
Polar
argument I
Express.
have with you on our day.
We're talking Polar Express, Frosty the Snowman. I think we could consider that a Christmas movie.
All the stop motion ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the stop motion ones. Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Elf,
Elf.
Elf, yeah.
Home Alone.
Home
Home
Alone.
Alone's, yeah.
Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, it's a classic. Yeah.
So, what would you make your best Christmas film?
Our best or like our favorites? You think? Because like there's a difference.
Yeah.
Let's do both. Or
All right, I have a pretty good idea. So best Christmas movie of all time is Elf. I mean, come on, Will Ferrell is just. I'm sorry, it just has a special place in my heart. And Will Ferrell, even when he's in horrible movies, Will Ferrell will make me laugh. I don't care what he says. Like Will Ferrell just makes me laugh, and that mixed with Christmas, love it. But my favorite Christmas movie is Home Alone 5: The Holiday Heist.
What?
Oh my God! What a wild
just because
card.
a buddy of mine in high school is the kid in Home Alone
Wait.
5.
Really?
Wait, I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen that movie actually.
On like Disney Plus and all of that stuff.
Okay.
Like, basically, he says he gets a nice little check every Christmas because YTV does like a run through of all of them.
Yes,
And
yes.
But
That's my first thought.
Home
Yeah.
Alone 5, The Holiday Heist. Shout out Christian Martin. You'll never hear this. He's on to bigger and better things. But but yeah, that was his acting start. The kid in Home Alone 5 out of all things. Christian Martin.
Wow.
I think I might have seen that one.
Yeah, it's funny because he's actually not home alone. His sister's home, so it's not even a Home Alone movie. But it's fine. We look past that.
Well, I don't think I have seen that. Or maybe I have. I don't know. They've made way too many Home Alone movies, and they should have stopped after the first two. Hot take.
Yeah, first two are goated.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, Elf and Home Alone 5 just because. Why not? Trying to give it some more exposure. It doesn't get enough love, even though it might not deserve it, but we won't talk about that.
All
Let's
right.
see. Let's see.
In terms of greatest, for me, like I think it's hard to not mention like It's a Wonderful Life as greatest. I've seen that like one movie 100 times, like when I was a kid, and like I think it's such an iconic movie, iconic story, and like it's kind of synonymous with the idea of Christmas. I feel like a lot of other Christmas like specialties on regular TV shows, they kind of parody It's a Wonderful Life because it's so iconic. But like in terms of my favorite, I think it's Elf because that movie is just so much fun to watch each time. Like it's a very quotable movie too. It's like, you could like someone say a line and you could instantly think, oh yeah, that line's from Elf because it's like a modern iconic Christmas movie, even though it came out back in 2003. But I don't think there's been any movie, the Christmas movies in between then and now that like have been as like iconic.
Yeah.
True.
For
Home
me,
Alone-
or you go, Evan. You go, Evan.
I was gonna say, as a Home Alone fan, I'll just always put Home Alone as my number one, but there's always debate there. I'm just a biased Home Alone fan, and yeah, it's what I grew up on. And can't go against the McAllisters.
Yeah, I think the greatest Christmas movie of all time is, and it's not my favorite, but I do have to say Miracle on 34th Street. I think that's like an old time classic movie.
Yeah.
Just the story of that little girl and just like the whole believing in Santa Claus. Like that's the whole essence of Christmas, I guess, believing in Santa. Is he real or not? And then the ending of that movie, if I remember, she gets like a house, right? Like that's what she asked for, a new house, and she gets the house. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good movie, even though it's not my favorite. Like I used to watch it like a lot when I was like really, really young. So that's how I remember it. But then, yeah, I got to go with Elf as my favorite. There's no question. Like it was either Elf or
good. It's so good.
It was probably either Elf or either one of the Home Alones. But yeah, just like Matt said, like some of the iconic lines, like Santa's coming tomorrow, or like a World's Best Coffee.
Yeah,
I know, just so good.
Yeah,
I think Elf is also like our generation nostalgia. Like,
Yeah.
Like Home Alone's like
Yeah,
the
that
80s.
has a lot to do with it for sure.
yeah. I wonder if there's going to be another one at some point that just tops Elf, like something that comes out like next year or this year that lives on as better than Elf. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe one of us will make a Christmas movie one day.
Maybe.
We'll see. Yeah. I feel like we didn't give enough love to the stop motion stuff.
No,
probably not.
second place for best would be Rudolph for me, just because
Rudolph's
I
good,
have like the whole set of all the stop motion ones, and Rudolph, it literally came on CBC or came on TV not too long ago, and me and my dad were watching it, and I still knew all the words. Like I know that script, like even like the Island of Misfit Toys, I still knew every word to that song, and I was like, wow, I haven't seen this movie in probably a couple Christmases, a couple years, and right back into it. It's that good. It's so simple. Good lesson. It's really, the lesson is actually very relevant in today's times, but another discussion for another day. But very good movie. Yes, we did not give it enough.
I think I'd go with Rudolph as the best Christmas movie of all times, just because of the lessons it teaches you.
Okay.
Like, not picking on people. People can be reformed. Just because you're not the same as everybody else doesn't mean you're bad or not wanted. I just think there are some very good lessons in that movie, and I think that fits it really well. But I will admit, even though my mom hates Will Ferrell, Elf is a good movie, and Home Alone. I think Home Alone 2 is borderline better than Home Alone 1, just because of the little battle scene, I guess.
I've seen that movie more than the first one just because I had it on DVD, so I can speak to it in terms of that.
Yeah,
it has great moments that overtop the first one.
Both iconic though. There's
the pipe scene. The best.
Yeah, what's the one where he steps on the nail on the stairs?
That's Home Alone 1.
That's one? Okay.
Yeah.
I do like that scene. Yeah.
I like the fact that Marv actually gets electrocuted in the second one. And
that one's hilarious. Yeah.
And he still lives. That's amazing.
Yeah, he gets the five bricks dropped on him from like 20 stories up, and he's chilling.
He gets electrocuted to the point where you can see his skeleton.
Yeah.
It's very unrealistic, but it's so good, and it'll go down in history.
Yes.
But unless any of you have something you want to add to our Christmas discussion, to our Christmas special, which hopefully becomes an annual thing, but it might be difficult to come up with new ideas every year. We want to thank you for watching. We want to say thank you for an amazing year. It's been a ton of fun, even though this year hasn't been the easiest for a lot of people. I think we've adapted very well, and I think everybody in this call has adapted really well to their own situations, to online school, to hosting shows virtually. And we want to thank all three of you for coming on the show this year as well. Zach being, I think you were our first guest.
Yeah, way back when.
Yeah. So it was fun to get together again just after exams finish and 5 days to Christmas. So I want to wrap by saying Merry Christmas. Have a happy holidays. If you need to reach out to someone because you are going through it right now, my DMs are open on Instagram, Twitter, you name it, because I know this can be a tough time of year for a lot of people. So feel free to reach out to us. But thank you for watching. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you, gentlemen. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah, Evan. Belated Hanukkah, Evan.
Yeah, thank you.
And we will talk. Aiden and I might talk before the new year, but we'll see when we put up our next episode. If we don't see you till the new year, Happy New Year. Here's to 2021 being much better than 2020, which honestly probably not a very high bar to clear, but got to stay optimistic.
Amen.
We will see you next time. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and peace.